Beautiful, beautiful. I'd like to really welcome you here in this space and in this moment. And I'd like to begin by acknowledging that, wow, like this is a big experience that we're all going through. It's a big experience. It's a wild experience. It can be so overwhelming and so blissful and euphoric, and it could be psychedelic, and it could be, dark night of the soul type of level of difficulty. And it's all here. That's what Kundalini does, is it brings up so much to be healed, so much to awaken to. And it's amazing. It truly is an amazing path. I think sometimes, just due to the difficulty of the path, we forget that. We forget that, wow, like this is quite incredible, quite incredible. In the yogic traditions, to prepare oneself for this path, often the yogis do many, many years of austerities. And this is, like living in a cave and meditating 12 or 15 hours a day, fasting for long periods, developing, various cities and all this type of stuff. I don't think any of us have done that type of work. Some of us are great meditators. Like I was always been a great meditator. I've been fortunate to, have a life, where I've kind of, grown up in a spiritual tradition. And that's been really fortunate for me. But I think most everyone in the group, is what we might call a lay practitioner. And because of that, we don't always give the body what it needs in order to fully receive this Kundalini. So when the Kundalini comes into us, even if we're a really good meditator, and even if we've done, some retreat practice and this and that, things can be really, really difficult still. And, I'd like to offer again a meditation where we're getting more connected to the earth and plugging into the power of the earth, because that can really balance out this heavenly energy of Kundalini Shakti. It can help it to, have more of a holding container for it so that it's not so utterly difficult and so messy and confusing and all over the place. And so I thought, again, we'd play with this meditation. And again, this meditation it's a little bit different, but most spiritual traditions have a meditation that's similar to this, where we're connecting to the energy and the power of the earth and plugging more into, these aspects of the subtle energetic body that often aren't spoken about in the Western tradition. Okay, so let's close down our eyes and let's just take some breaths here. And I invite you just to feel into your first 3 chakra centers. And I'm going to ask this basic question. Do you feel at home in your body, your physical body? Do you feel that your physical body is strong and can be relied upon? While you walk forward on the spiritual path? Do you feel that you have a sense of spiritual strength and mastery in relationship to the physical body? Now, for most of us, we might get a couple no's in there. And help create a sense of healing and integration, I'm going to invite us again is to bring a sense of conscious awareness into the root chakra. And gently envisioning cord coming out of the root, descending into the space of the earth. And I invite you to see a giant crystal rooted in the earth, your crystal. And so I invite you to see if your crystal has a color, it's green or orange or red, or it's clear, it's white, it's purple. I invite you to plug deeply into the crystalline nature of your being in the earth. And just beginning to feel is this gentle sense of power, nurturance, flowing up from the earth. For some of you, it may feel like being deeply anchored. And I invite us to have an attitude of happiness about being here on the earth, being plugged into the earth, sense of gratitude. You see young children have when it rains and they're running out to play in puddles and play in the mud on a warm summer day, playing in the ocean, playing in leaves, playing in the forest. For many of us spiritual beings, we have a silent or often a massive bias against this world. We just want to go to the realm of nirvana, realm of the Buddhas, the heaven realms, the bliss realms. Many of us, we don't really want to be here. And so it's important to acknowledge if that's us, but also to acknowledge that that will not work. This attitude will not work. It will be detrimental to our physical health, or mental health, or spiritual health, as we're plugging into the earth, feeling this power coming up from the earth, this strength. It's almost like we have a taproot that's rooted deep in the earth, plugged into our crystal. We're beginning to feel warm, flowing energies coming up from the earth, supporting our body, supporting our consciousness, helping our physical body to feel strong and open, to be non-resistant. And dare I say, happy. Happy. To be here on planet Earth. And for some of us, our root chakra, it's like one of those plants at the store that's grown in its container for far too long, and we're root bound. Like all the roots are just kind of growing in circles. But I want you to see your root flowing down into the earth. Plugging into the earth, receiving. Very good. So for many of you, you just began to open. Being in the rich mud of the earth. I'm beginning to feel this flow of energy, quiet, nourishing strength. Flowing up from the root chakra to the hara, to the solar plexus, the heart. Deeply anchored. Deeply receiving. This energy as it begins to flow up from your crystal, this cord, right out of the top of the crystal, flowing into the root. Bringing a sense of strength, relaxation, this quality of trust. Like some of those plants, when they're root bound, when you take them out of the pot, you put them in the soil. Like a big sigh of relief. Finally. Finally. I can plug into this greater consciousness of the earth. Finally, I could be held. Supported. Nourished. This massive non-dual container of the earth. It's like you're growing into the earth is growing into you. Nourishing and supporting the body. Nourishing. Supporting the body. They're really feeling the root chakra expanding, spreading out. You're growing immensely on the horizontal plane. Hara expanding. Gentle sense of strength. As you breathe, as you feel, as you open. Anchored, rooted, nourished. And again, as we're continuing to breathe and to feel, and to open, I'm inviting you now to bring just a gentle, subtle awareness to the left foot. Again, just seeing looks like another much smaller root growing out of the bottom of the left foot. Flowing down into the earth. It could be helpful to see yourself connected somewhere close to the place you were born. This energy line is called the vivaxis. We're plugging into, rooting into the vivaxis, rooting into the earth. And again, healing nutrients of support beginning to flow up from the earth. You have a sense of strength, a sense of power. A sense of nourishment. Feeling this energy flowing up the left leg from the earth, and up into the hips, into the root. Beginning to flow upward across the torso, over to your right shoulder, your right arm and hand, flowing up the right side of the head, bringing a greater sense of nourishment, balance, harmony as it flows down the left side, going down the left shoulder, crossing across the heart, going down to the right hip, going down the right foot, plugging into the earth, almost feeling like it's completing a circuit. As we're breathing, feeling, welcoming the energies, strength, nourishment, support, all the while inviting the body to relax more fully, creating a sense of non-dual unity in the background, not necessarily a heavenly unity, more like an earthly unity. You feel embodied, nourished. And more, the body's feeling a greater sense of nourishment and strength. Notice it starts to feel more and more peaceful, unified, held, protected, even though there's no danger here now. Feeling this immense strength. And you can just notice if there's any stubborn or persistent aspect of your mind, a stubborn or persistent aspect of emotional nature. I invite you to see that part of your humanity fully held. Fully nourished. Fully contained and supported. Each and every breath. Breathing. We're feeling. We are receiving. Ultimately receiving. Seeing the physicality of the body. Fully receiving. Below the feet. Throughout the entirety of the body. The feet, the legs, hips, the pelvis, the sacrum, lower abdomen, the root, perineum, mid-abdomen, all the internal organs, the muscles of the abdomen, the solar plexus, the ribs, mid-back, behind the heart, chest, deep, deep support, healing, nurturing support, bringing harmony to the body. harmony to the emotional nature, bringing harmony to the mind. With each and every breath, opening, receiving, being held. And again, any aspect of the nervous system, physical body, mental body, emotional body that's been overwhelmed by Kundalini, just inviting it to be brought fully back into balance, or fully back into greater sense of health and well-being, inviting great harmony to be restored. So with each and every breath, we soften, we open, we receive this support. And so I'm going to invite you to gently open your eyes. And the invitation here is more and more for us to make friends with the earth, make friends with this earth plane, to make friends with this world. And for most of us, we are very much bright lights who've incarnated from very wonderful, brilliant heaven realms. And as we came down to this earth plane, we weren't like, we were no longer flying around in our angelic body or our Dakini body or yogi body. We were given this really dense body. And that was hard for most of us. And because of that, we resisted life here on planet Earth. We made a judgment about this world. And there is a very real truth that this world is quite dark. There's countless beings that are enslaved right now, countless beings that are at war right now, struggling with tremendous violence. But the divine is wanting this world to grow, to evolve as a whole, to be transmuted as a whole. And that requires individuals like you and I who are willing to come here and do great work. But it's hard to do great work if, our vehicle is struggling, if our vehicle is shut down, if our body is shut down, if we're resisting and hating this world the entire time. And so I'm going to invite us to make friends with the places that scare us. To make friends, not just with nirvana, like we've already made friends with, with the realm of nirvana. Made friends with the realm of heaven, all the different realms of heaven. Like that's easy. But making friends with this world and this body. Saying, okay, while I'm here, I'm going to be here. So to support your body in opening more fully, we need to root into the earth so that we can gather some strength, immense strength. Because it is only with immense strength that we are able to fully receive this Kundalini Shakti, which is waking up within you. If we're just plugged into heaven, we're going to be really out of balance. And that's how most of us are. Myself included, for most of my time on the path, I was just plugged into heaven, no plugs into earth. And it made life really hard, really difficult. And so while we're here, let's see if we can trust more fully and incarnate, like to actively choose to incarnate more fully, to be here while we are here. And when we're in heaven, we can be fully in heaven. But when we're here, let us be here so we can do our work in an efficient manner.